When we were younger, you would think that the pastors, with all the pathos and the sympathy and the empathy that they have toward their members, that they would ingratiate that upon their friends' sons, and their own sons. But I tell you, to this day, ladies and gentlemen, I have never been fouled harder than Pastor David Willis fouled me in the summer of 1983. I feel it to this day. Wind knocked completely out of me, didn't even say sorry. And my father was on his side. But I know Pastor Willis loves me anyway. And I'm going to briefly go through his bio. David Willis Sr. was born on February 13, 1944 in Hinsdale, Illinois, to Lee C. Willis and Ruth Willis, the second child of 9 children. Today, he's known as the singing evangelist. But most people don't know he started singing when he was 2 years old in church. He and his brothers and sisters were raised in a strict but loving Seventh-day Adventist home, attending Christian grade school and academy. In the early 1960s, he met the love of his life, Linda Garten. They later married in 1965 and then produced 2 sons, David Jr. and Ronald, who's standing in the back, who was fouled very hard too. He sang in various groups in church and family while serving at his home church, Shiloh, SDA in Chicago, as a deacon. In the early 1970s, he felt something was missing from his life, the ministry of the gospel. He then packed his family up and moved to, guess where? Huntsville, Alabama, to attend Oakwood College. He joined the prestigious male chorus following his first love of singing for Jesus. In the summer of 1976, he received an invitation to travel to New Rochelle, New York, to work in a crusade with Pastor Raymond Saunders. I remember that. Little did he know that would lead to the future pairing a few years later. In 1977, he received a call to return to New York full-time to work as a singing evangelist in the Metro Conference, teaming up with Pastor Harold Brewer, winning many souls to Christ. And how many of you remember Pastor Willis and Pastor Saunders and Sister Pat Langley together? That was amazing. Then in 1980, he teamed up with the Pastor Saunders again for about 5 years, forming a team that made the devil angry, winning souls in the tri-state area, Jamaica and Bermuda and more. After that, he pastored several churches in Brooklyn, Bronx, and Long Island until he retired. He had the honor of being ordained in 1991, and before he retired, he served God for almost 40 years, traveling all over the world, places like Central America, the Caribbean, and Europe, doing what he does best and what he loves to do, having a dual talent of singing and preaching. He's had the honor to sing at world conferences 3 times, and the youth conference. His and his wife's pride and joy are their grandchildren, Raven, Ronnie, Jordan, Elisa, and Kendall. Though retired, he still serves Christ, singing, as we heard him earlier today, and preaching. Without further ado, please give a round of applause to Pastor David Willis.
I am very humbled by this occasion, this honor, and I give all the glory to God. And secondly, my wife, which I call my G, my son, Ron, and my third son, Mark Armstrong, his wife, Samantha Armstrong. I didn't know I was supposed to say anything. Earlier when he called me, he said, just show up. But I want you to know, we did play basketball. He told me about that incident, which I don't remember. But I told him to live with it. one thing that maybe a lot of you don't know, that when I went to Oakwood, I was 30 years old. And I was elected class president of the freshman class, all because of the song. I sang The King Is Coming, and showed up the next day for class elections and had no idea what was happening. I was an old guy in the class. And I said, I just want to show up and see what these young kids are going to do. So when I came, I was standing in the back of the Moran Hall, minding my own business, and somebody said, we nominate David Willis. I said, you got to be kidding. So I accepted it. I figured, I said, well, Lord, if I become class president, maybe I'll learn how to chair a board meeting. But God bless. God bless. And I'm happy to be here today and receive this honor from my good friend and his wife and the Alumni Association. Thank you so much. God bless.